Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
Hard to believe, today marks 5 years since Saddam Hussein was executed. Fox 5's James Coe joins us with a story of how a Solana Beach man purchased a uniform believed to be owned by the notorious dictator. James, really?
Yeah, really, Jen. This is a really timely piece that we're talking about here. But this guy that we're talking about, Craig Gottlieb, he's the fellow that sold a death set that was owned by Adolf Hitler, used to sign the Munich Pact. And he's also more recently known for selling portraits taking of Adolf Hitler's parents as well. But this latest collector's item that he has is not up for sale because of its personal significance.
He is our generation's Hitler, either he or possibly Osama bin Laden. He's public enemy #1.
Known as a prominent collector and seller of World War II memorabilia, Craig Gottlieb recently purchased a piece that has more current significance.
This is a field marshal's uniform for the Iraqi army, and there was only one person who had that rank, which was Saddam Hussein.
But the question, as always, is how do we know this is actually a uniform owned by Saddam? Well, Gottlieb authenticated the piece using biometrics.
You know, a lot of things will change over the years, but your arm length doesn't change, your leg length doesn't change.
So Gottlieb found one of Saddam's former tailors. And speaking through a translator, this Turkish suit maker relayed the measurements he took of the infamous dictator.
You've got, it's a biometric match.
The uniform has an approximate value between $10,000 to $20,000. And in addition to the precise measurements, the fine craftsmanship is abundantly clear upon closer examination. Take a look at this rank insignia. That's something we've commonly seen in many pictures of Saddam. Also, this small pocket. Gottlieb says you're supposed to put in smaller items like pens in this pocket. It's these finer details that do help authenticate this piece. But unlike many of the significant items he's collected over the years, this uniform is not for sale. You see, Gottlieb is known as a collector, but he also served as a Marine for 10 years. His years of service fell between the Gulf War of the early 90s and the 2003 Iraq War.
There is a little bit of shame to that. You know, it's tough to understand if you weren't a Marine, but if you don't go, you feel a sense of guilt.
To him, the uniform has extreme personal significance as well. His friend and fellow Marine, Major Rick Gannon, was killed while serving in the Middle East.
Rick was my roommate in college. He was my roommate at the basic school, and he died in 2004. I can't say that whenever I look at it, I see Rick, but it does make me think about the sacrifices that our soldiers and our airmen and our Marines made to do what they did.
So now Craig Gottlieb obviously says that piece is not for sale, but Jen, it's a terribly interesting story from a terribly interesting guy. This is a guy that seemingly has an unlimited amount of stories to tell, but this one was one of his most personal. Jen?
James, where would he even find something like that? I mean, did he buy it online? Or I know he went to the tailor to get the measurements, but how did he find the suit?
Yeah, you know, this is a guy that that logs maybe 100,000 miles through the air every single year. He is he's a world traveler. So, you know, you mentioned, did he buy it online? No, he definitely did not buy this thing online. He went to go purchase this thing, but again, it's one of those items where, you know, if you ask him, he's not going to give up the tricks of the trade, but I do know a lot of traveling was involved.
Huh. Well, certainly a fascinating story tonight. James Coe for us in the newsroom. James, thanks.